Hey dolls, it's me, JB. It is Friday, so this is our life day. So I wanted to do a little bit of a minimalist-ish update. So if you watched any of my minimalist-ish videos, you will know I'm going on this minimalist-ish journey. Um, this has been just a very interesting journey for me. I think I've always kind of been partially a minimalist in my personal life. In my business life, not so much. So I'm still like working through some things because there's some stuff I do actually need for work and trying to departmentalize those things in my head. But since part of my work is done from home, it sometimes is kind of hard. But I did notice that as I'm doing this, and I've recently moved, that I've noticed there's a few things that has helped me as with the move, and I had gotten rid of a lot of stuff before then and then going through things again. But there's a few things that helped me that I wanted to share. And it's just, this is going to be a short video unless I ramble on, but it's just a few things that just, as I was going through this, I was like, you know what? You know, this is what I need to do to help me to be the person that I want to be. So, one of the things that have really helped me is that knowing that it's okay to say no when someone is trying to give you something that you don't see fitting in your life. This for me is hard. Like when someone tries to give you something and you feel like, you should just accept it. Now, of course, if it's a gift, it might be one of those things that you may, accept and then re-gift or whatever. But especially when you're moving, and this is the easiest example for me right now because I did just move. So when I moved, I decided to change my whole color scheme of my home. So my business color schemes when I changed them were black, gray, and white. I decided to do that throughout my whole home and to have a accent color in each room. But the stuff that the accent colors would be in would be very minimal. So this way, when I went out to go shopping, unless I was buying something that were in that color scheme or it was going to be an accent color, it made things, accent color item, it made things so much easier when it came to shopping. And it also made it to where when I bought certain things, if I got it home and it didn't work in one room, it would work in another. So during this process and moving, people all of a sudden want to give you things. They're like, oh, I have this. Could you use it? And sometimes it's hard to say no to that. It's like a rejection. And I had to tell myself and make myself realize that you're not rejecting them. You're not rejecting their friendship. You're just rejecting a gift of something that you're not going to use and it's not going to be a part of your life. And it's okay to say no to those things. So I had to give myself that permission and be like, hey, and it actually is pretty easy because I'm like, well, sorry, that won't work in my color scheme because pastel flowers does not go anywhere in my home. And if you've known me for any amount of time, you know there are not going to be any pastel flowers in my house. Like, I am so not a flower chick. But anyway, giving your permission to say no when someone gives you something. So the next thing on my list is a memory box. So I am not a super overly like sentimental person, but there are certain things that I do like to keep. And I can notice I get on a sentimental roll where like one thing has sentimental value and then everything has sentimental value and I need to just keep it all. So what I have done is I've given myself, and they're pretty good size boxes, 3 memory boxes. So one that's for childhood, early childhood or childhood in general, one that's for high school, and then one that is for my pageant years. Those are the 3 areas where I feel like I have the most memories in my life. Anything that does not fit in those boxes must go. So it's really making me sit down and go, what are these things that you really, really want to keep? What has the most value? And then put it in the box. And if it doesn't fit, then you got to make some choices and you have to make some decisions because you cannot keep all of this stuff. What are you going to do with it? Nothing. We are keeping these memories for what? So that every once in a while you can open them and reminisce. Yeah, I don't know. So there are things that I do. I'm like, I want to keep it. Like my crowns from different pageants that I won. I noticed the pageant one has kind of taken over. It's been the hardest one. But like crowns from the years that I won, the program books and stuff like that. Like all of that stuff has so much sentimental value to me. I could actually probably get rid of my all of my childhood stuff just for that because I actually remember that more. But it's sad but true. But because of that, it's just made it to where I've been able to make hard decisions, and it's given me a chance to be like, you know what? I love this stuff at some point in time, but if it doesn't fit, then it's time to let go. So it's kind of really helped me to really like decide what it is most important. So my last thing that has really helped me, and there's more, but I'm only going to go through these three, but because these are to me were the biggest. The last thing is saying no to that hobby. So I have at least I believe 3 different scrapbooks that I've started. And if you met me, you would think I am a scrapbooking person. You know, I'm that girl that crochets things and makes little crafts, and I bake, and I like write handwritten notes that I put little bows on. Like, that is me. And so you would think scrapbooking would be me. In my last move, I was looking at some of these scrapbooks that I hadn't finished, that I started and just hadn't finished. And I'm looking at all this stuff and I'm realizing like the thought of having to finish these were giving me anxiety. And I just decided to let myself go, to just let myself be okay with the fact that I'm not a scrapbooker. And that's okay. So what I've done is the pages that are finished, I've taken those pages out. I put them in whichever box that they line up with, and I'm taking any pictures that I planned on putting in the box, and I'm just putting them in photo albums. All pictures are just going in photo albums. So I actually went on Amazon and found some that had like, you know, like huge amounts of little things, and I would put them in a photo album. I put those photo albums. The photo albums I'll probably keep out. Some of them I'll probably put in the memory boxes. But just even making that decision, like it lifted a weight off of me that I just was like, wow, like why was I stressing myself out over something so much because I wanted a scrapbook? And the thing is that I've made one before. I made a scrapbook for my mom for her 50th birthday when she turned 50. I'm not going to say how many years ago because I don't want her to cut me. But when she turned 50, I made her a scrapbook. So I know it's something that I'm capable of doing, but I was able to do it because I was doing it for someone else. But I'm noticing to do it for myself, it's just not something that I'm going to do. And so I let myself off the hook and I feel good about it. So letting yourself off the hook for those hobbies that you thought that you wanted to do, you maybe even went out and bought all that stuff and you're like, I can't waste this stuff. Put it on Facebook. Try to sell it. Let yourself off the hook and get that stress off of you. So if you have enjoyed this video, hit the thumbs up button, click subscribe, hit the little bell for notifications, and I will keep updating my minimalist-ish journey once I feel like once I've quit treating my living room like a closet. I will probably do a little tour of what I've done, but right now I have been using my living room as my closet because I think I mentioned this in my last update. I did go from a 2-bedroom and then I was in this transitional period where all of my stuff was in storage, and now I'm in a 1-bedroom. So I have been, since all my stuff went to storage, I still had like all of my stuff that I would have had from a 2-bedroom, and now I have a 1-bedroom with one closet, y'all. Like the struggle is real with one closet. Like I didn't realize how much crap I had until I tried to fit it all in one closet. So, and yeah, so right now my living room is a closet, and so is the laundry room, and any place that has a place that you can hang stuff, I have been hanging stuff on. I know, it is bad. It's really bad. And what is funny is I've already minimalized my clothes. So my clothes should be able to fit in the closet, but I can't get my clothes in the closet because I still have boxes in there. So to hang the clothes in the closet, I haven't been able to get back to all of them. So I've got to get this. I've got to get this done. And it's just one of those things where it's partially my fault, and it's actually driving me crazy because I like things very, very neat and tidy. And it hasn't been like this, but I recently sold a couple of items, and they were being stored in this room that's back over behind this wall that my washer and dryer go in, and I didn't have a washer and dryer at that time and bought a new one, so all of that stuff had to be taken out. I put that in the closet, and then I sold off some stuff and then pulled that out, and it just made this avalanche of like stuff being moved and rearranged and made a mess, and new washer and dryer, and no, you can't store it in there, and so that is my task for this week, that my clothes actually go in the closet. In the closet. So we're going to work on that. I got this. I know. It's going to happen because it's driving me nuts. Because I am a, like, everything in its place kind of person. And right now, everything is not in its place, which is making me crazy, lady. So, anyway, I hope you are all having a great Friday. And until next time, stay gorgeous.